Hi, this is Dr. Martina, your sexuality expert. I was asked a question last week. Doc, what is better, making love or having sex? And my very simple, short answer was they both are good. It just depends what you're in the mood for. Of course, I want to give you a more detailed explanation on that right now. Our sexuality is felt with our body and our heart, which means we experience sex by being emotionally eroticized and or genitally eroticized. It's really that simple. Sexuality belongs to the body. It wants to give you a whole body experience with positive cognitive influences, positive emotions, and positive physical experiences. It's the whole body that wants to participate. And if that is just being left alone, we can learn that as we grow and really get into full body experiences when we're being sexual. But of course, sexuality is not being left alone like it hasn't been for thousands of years, because there's always some group out there that's trying to tell us what to do, who to do it with, and how to do it, and when to do it, and all of that stuff. So there's some stereotypical stuff that's being said about sexual behavior. Some of it has a lot of the stereotypical stuff has a base in it, but it's just still a generalization. So I'm going to mention those, and just bear with me because these are general comments. Generally, men are genitally eroticized, and they think about their genitals while they're having sex. They think about their partner's genitals while they're having sex. They're feeling them. They're really in the physical experience of having sex. Stereotypical behavior of the women we are emotionally eroticized. We feel our emotions when we're having sex. We feel our partner's emotions when we're having sex, and there can be a disconnect between what's going on physically in our body. We're saying that men are sexually penetrative, and then we're saying that women are sexually receptive. Some people say, so that could be, one can say that it is expected due to the form of our genitals. Men have something to penetrate with, we have something to receive that penetration. So these are generalizations. I have actually noticed over the last 10 years that we're definitely pushing our boundaries, that we're trying to create a little more room to be a little different than stereotypical. And I see that with the kind of challenges people come into my practice. The women, I see women in my practice, they usually have no issues with orgasms, no issues with having sex, but they have a disconnect between what's going on in their body and how they are enjoying it. There's a lack of joy, and they want to have more of a heart's participation. So there are women out there that are genitally eroticized with a disconnect of the heart. I also have men coming into praxis, and they say that they very much enjoy their lovemaking, but they have not learned how to eroticize their genitals, how to eroticize their intrusivity, and therefore they're dealing with erectile dysfunctions at this point. They have problems with getting an erection. So there are men out there that are emotionally eroticized, which is against the stereotypical behavior of a male, but they do exist because they just have not learned they have not learned about how to connect with their intrusivity. And the good thing is that you can actually learn this. You can learn both behaviors, an emotionally charged sex and a genitally charged sex. You can learn both of those behaviors, and the best part of it is your body actually wants both of those behaviors. If you are continuously focusing on having sex. Making love will be a desire that will awaken within you sooner or later. If you're totally concentrating on making love, then the intrusivity for the male or the female and the receptivity for the male or the female will remain unchecked, and therefore and then you're not learning it. And with male, then we can have erectile dysfunctions. With women, we can have complaints about lack of desire. No matter what gender you are, your body is best, no matter what gender you are, no matter what sexual preference you have, your body is best served if your body gets to experience sexuality on an emotional basis and as much as on a genital basis. Now, like I mentioned before, sexuality is not complicated, it's just unlearned, so you can actually learn this. I'm not saying it can be a difficult learning process, because stepping out of the normal box that's being, tiny little normal box that's being given to us when they check what kind of genitals you have. Okay, you go over there and you can do this, but not that. When you learn to step out of that, for a woman to actually have sex just for sex sake, and for a man to actually be able to make love, if you want to step out of that, you're going to be challenged by difficulties. You're going to be challenged with the social norm that's out there and the expectations. You can be challenged by your own personal sexual judgments that you have, by your own feelings of gender affiliation, how you feel about being a woman or feeling about being a man. And it will be on this learning process will also be influenced by your overall sexual self-assurance. But it can be learned. I can promise you that it can be learned. It can definitely be learned with a competent sexologist, and it can also be learned, and this is even more important, within the concept of sexocorporel. In sexocorporel, we are actually using our body through body movements and body exercises to help people connect with help people to eroticize their genitals and help them to eroticize their emotions. It can be done, and it's actually a beautiful process, because you're adding a new dimension to your sexuality, and it becomes more of a whole body experience. So that's the longer answer about that question, what is better, having sex or making love? I hope that you are giving your body something new to learn. If you only make love, add something about having sex. If you only have sex, add a new behavior about learning how to make love. The body wants both. That's it. That's all I have. Thank you very much for listening. Have